Hello everybody, this is Napa Fan here, and this is the final practice session for the 2019 Indianapolis 250. This is Indy 250 Carb Day 2019, and the 33 drivers who successfully qualified their way into this year's Indianapolis 250 are going to practice one last time to tune their race cars to perfection for tomorrow's race. So we have 33 drivers who are going to practice here today. It doesn't have any significance towards anything, but it will give us a taste of what we're going to see tomorrow. We should expect some pretty big packs in this session, and expect some pretty fast times in this session as well, much faster than what we've been seeing in qualifying so far this week. First driver out there on the racetrack was actually the first guy to do single car qualifications on Saturday. Agar Barretto going to be starting in the 18th position for tomorrow's event. Right behind him, Nick Smith. Made it into the Fast 9 shootout. He's going to be starting in the 6th position in that number 29 machine. Here's Christian Vargas, who's going to be starting 3rd. And that's a really good place to be starting for the Indianapolis 250. There's a good chance Christian Vargas could lead the first lap tomorrow. And every lap led tomorrow is going to be significant towards the championship. If you lead a lap, you get a bonus point. If you lead the most laps, you get 2 bonus points towards the championship. And that is very significant for Christian Vargas. Like I said, all 33 drivers who qualified their way into the Indianapolis 250 are here in this session here today. The only 2 drivers not here who did attempt to qualify include Micah Knapp and Tyler O'Reilly, who failed to qualify over the weekend in Indy 250 qualifications. Here's Andrew Rawson, number 24. And a very good time for these Indy 250 only drivers to get used to their race cars. Their first time hopping into these machines this year, and their only time they're going to be hopping into these machines for 2019. They definitely want to make sure they know what they're doing before they head out into the racetrack for tomorrow's big race. Here's Justin Zaidel. He comes into this race the points leader. Did not get any bonus points from qualifying, but he still remains the points leader here in the Haas IndyCar Series heading into the 8th race of the season. He's currently the 3rd fastest driver on the racetrack right now in the number 10. We got 3 guys coming out on each other right here. Dion Moon, Luke Rainey, and Thomas Troxel. And of course, Luke Rainey, definitely the big story of qualifying last weekend when he barely advanced into the Indianapolis 250 by 1/1000th of a second in the number 64. Mike Knapp was 1/1000th slower than he was in his final run in the last 9 shootout. And therefore, Luke Rainey was able to make his way into the show as the 2017 champion. Going to be his 3rd straight Indianapolis 250 tomorrow. And I can tell you, he's very excited for what he's about to do. But I will say, since he barely made it into the Indianapolis 250, it's been an extremely frustrating week here in Indianapolis for him. On Tuesday, he got eliminated from the Haas Elimination Series in the first race of the season. And he came into the IROC race on Wednesday, the points leader, and lost the championship by 1 point to Brad Stover. So, as you can imagine, Luke Rainey definitely not too happy about what has happened the past few days, but it could all turn around tomorrow as he starts 33rd for tomorrow's Indianapolis 250. There's Thomas Troxel in the number 17. You can see the times right now, 41.102, the fastest. Surprising that these guys aren't going a little bit faster than they were in qualifying, but then again, they are in race trim right now, not in qualifying trim like they were over the weekend, so no surprise to actually see him go as slow as they are right now, so my apologies for being stupid right there. Nicholas San Mateo on the number 25, defending race winner of the Indianapolis 250. He is currently 10th fastest here in Carb Day, and I would definitely watch out for Nicholas San Mateo in tomorrow's event, as he won this thing last year. He starts 13th. Pretty good position to start here for the Indianapolis 250. Right behind him, it's the outside pole sitter for this year's big race, Ace Garcia in the 33. And he lost the pole by 1/1000th of a second. Could not beat our pole sitter, Jonathan King. Jonathan King, we'll try to locate him on the racetrack here on Carb Day. And the number 28 right there on the outside of Jose Mills. Jose Mills was fastest in practice last Friday. He will be qualifying in the 10th position this week, and he will be starting in the 10th position for tomorrow's race. There's number 28 machine of Jonathan King, who will be leading the field to the green flag for tomorrow's Indianapolis 250 in that number 28 machine. Jonathan King on his first lap, or should I say on his first run, he was actually the first driver who made a run in the Fast 9 shootout, and he ended up grabbing the fastest time of the day, securing his spot as the Indy 250 pole sitter for 2019. He won a race at Phoenix earlier this year. I would definitely look out for Jonathan King tomorrow as the race goes along. He is definitely going to have a good shot at getting his second win of the season and the biggest win of his career. Audra Baranowskis and Al Agassi, they have both made a few starts here in the Indianapolis 250. They're both Indy 250 veterans. As a matter of fact, for both of these drivers, it's going to be their third Indianapolis 250, so we won't have too many guys who are making 3 or more Indy 250 starts tomorrow, but these are 2 of them who will be making their third start. Colton Yeo there in the 88, Christian Vargas in the 6, Andrew Ross, Justin Zeidel are points leader. There's Davey Johnson in the 66 machine. We know Davey Johnson's good in the number 66. Won the opening event of the season here in the Haas IndyCar Series at the Daytona Road Course, and he will be starting midway through the field tomorrow in the 17th position. And when I say midway, he is exactly midway through the field. He is going to be the center car starting tomorrow for the Indianapolis 250. He's got Dion Moon right behind him there in the number 22. And he is going to come down the pit lane as he is done with his run here in Carb Day. But Dion Moon barely made it in. He is going to be starting 30th tomorrow. He got a win at Richmond earlier this season. He is currently running in, you can find him in the 21st position there in the number 22. Slowest guy so far is Andrew Ross, but for Andrew Ross, he is all by himself with nobody ahead of him. So no surprise that he is the slowest guy. But like I said, it's not going to mean too much where you finish in this Carb Day session. But it's one last chance for these guys to tune the race cars to perfection for tomorrow's event. One last chance for me to get used to everybody and what car they're driving for tomorrow's event as well. A little bit of a test run for me because me and Alex Boningser are going to record the Indianapolis 250 right after I'm done with this. So definitely looking forward to see who gets it done. It might be the first sunny Indianapolis 250 since 2015. The past 3 of them have all been cloudy. We're looking pretty good with the weather for this weekend, as it's been clear for all the events so far in this race weekend, at least the Ender 2003 race weekend that I have going on right now. As you can say, it's clear right now. But it's going to be definitely a good race regardless of what the weather's going to be, and I'm really looking forward to see who gets it done here for the 2019 Indianapolis 250. Nicholas Samadio in the 25. He's going to be one of our guys to watch. Joe Rakowski's like another guy we really got to watch out for. You know, he's good. Somebody popped the wall. That was Thomas Troxel in the 17. You do not want to be doing stuff like that just before the race. But either way, Troxel holding on in the 17. He is currently, can get it on the leaderboard here, the 19th fastest guy on the racetrack. We had a bit of an issue with our pole sitter. I think Jonathan King might have gone around. Nothing in the session will have any effect on tomorrow, but still, you don't want to be wrecking before the big race tomorrow in your practice session, so we'll have to see how that all shakes out. There's Dan Park in the 23. Dan Park's going to be starting up front for tomorrow's event. I believe he is starting either 7th or 4th. Can't remember which. To the inside there of Jaden Scott. Jaden Scott, definitely one of these guys we don't know what to expect out of tomorrow. Same with Dan Park. A lot of these guys, you know, making their first ever Indy 250 starts. Now, as for Dan Park, his older brother won the Hers Elimination Series race here on Tuesday. So maybe a little bit of good luck there in the Park family for this Indianapolis 250 and Dan driving the number 23. We'll have to see what happens here as the session goes along and who's going to end up being the fastest. Right now, Igor Barreto is still the fastest guy in this session with Marty Johnson second fastest. There's Marty in the number 9. This is going to be Marty's, I believe, third Indianapolis 250. It's Davey Johnson who has been in 4 of these. But definitely looking forward to see what Marty Johnson can do. Definitely one of the highest experienced guys in this field. He's won a Chick-fil-A Cup Series here before. So watch out for Marty Johnson to possibly get the race victory tomorrow. He's going to be starting 24th. Not the best of starting positions for him, but nonetheless, he's going to be in tomorrow's race, and definitely looking forward to seeing what he does in Carb Day here today, and what he does in the race tomorrow as well. Richard Kinghart is trying to challenge Justice Idell for the points lead here in the Haas IndyCar Series, and he's got a good chance of doing so if Justice Idell finishes poorly and Richard Kinghart gets a good run tomorrow. Kinghart is going to end up becoming the points leader in the Haas IndyCar Series, most likely. Definitely expect a lot of good things out of him. There's Keyshawn Richardson there in the 3. Luke Rainey there in the 64. Jordan Lopez now the third fastest guy on the racetrack, followed by Cody Smart. Madison Tull in the 63. Haven't focused on her yet. She is the only driver in this field making her first career Napa fan start. But she is definitely showing a lot of promise now in the number 63, fifth fastest. She's going to be starting deep in the field tomorrow, as she was in the last 9 shootout. She will be starting in the 28th position. However, she's going to have a good shot at the race victory, I do believe. So watch out for the 63 and possibly getting her first career win in her first career start. Development driver to Nathan Stapleton. You know she's going to be doing good with Stapleton backing her up. And we're definitely looking forward to seeing what Madison Tull does in this race tomorrow. One of 2 female drivers in the race. Her along with Audra Baranowskis. Baranowskis, as I've mentioned many times, won the Freedom 50 last year. And hey, in a little under an hour, we got ourselves the Freedom 50 this year for 2019. Andrew Miller going to be leading the field of the green flag for the special event this year. Not part of a series this year on NAPFAN, but we're still going to hold it 20 laps here at Indianapolis, 20 cars. Going to be a fun race, and that's coming up today at noon Eastern Time, less than an hour from now, here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. This is the kind of racing we're going to see tomorrow. This single file and double file racing that we'll see quite a bit of passing on the racetrack. You're going to see these guys get huge runs on the guys to the outside of them. However, I will say that the outside lane isn't near as bad in these Indy cars as it is in the stock cars. And going to make it a little bit interesting here today at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and tomorrow for both of the races we're going to have. Into who's going to get the race victory, because sometimes that outside lane can work to your perfection, and we'll just have to see how it all goes down for all these drivers here as the race kicks off tomorrow. Edgar Barreto in the number 19 with the fastest time in Carb Day, 40.965. Looking for the number 19, and there he is leading this draft ahead of Nathan Faden, Madison Tull, Noah Clifton, Christian Russell, actually that's Jordan Lopez in the 14, and Christopher Alphaby. And Christopher Alphaby almost missed out on the Indianapolis 250 this year. However, he was able to win it at the Auto Club Speedway, and I know he did not want to miss out on the second Crown Jewel event of the season. He wants to sweep the Crown Jewel events this season. It's going to take a lot of work for him in tomorrow's race, as he is going to be starting deep in the field in 32nd. But Alphaby surprised is getting his first career race victory at Auto Club earlier in the year. And with the racing being, sort of similar here in Indianapolis, not all the way, but pretty similar style with the pack racing, I would expect Alphaby to have a good shot at possibly getting the race victory tomorrow. Gonna be a fun one here at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There's Landon Lyons, who had the fastest time overall in qualifying, but it was in the last 9 shootout. He gets to start 27th for the race tomorrow in the number 60 after clocking in a very fast time. And how about that? Christopher Alphaby to the top of the board in the number 18 late in the going here on Carb Day. A 40.906. Really fast time right there by Alphaby. Hagar Barreto, Marty Johnson, Jordan Lopez, Joe Rutkowski in the top 5. Cody Smart, Madison Tull, Noah Clifton, Julio Cesar, and Ace Garcia, the top 10 fastest drivers in the final practice session for the 2019 Indianapolis 250. And this is exactly what we're going to see tomorrow. This kind of racing where they get into these big packs like this, and they try to cycle through and get to the race lead, and usually they can figure it out pretty well. They usually don't go any more than 2 wide. But it's definitely intense racing as they go throughout this with 33 cars on the racetrack, and it's all going to kick off tomorrow at noon right here on NAPFAN. And you're also going to see some of this later on at noon today with the Freedom 50. It's got a lot of great stuff coming up here on NAPFAN. Had the World 500 last night. We're going to have the Coke 600 on Saturday night. Oh, that's not good right there. Jeremiah Earls got spun off by Landon Lyons down the front straightaway. A lot of damage to Jeremiah Earls. He's going to be starting 4th tomorrow, and that is not what they needed heading into the big race tomorrow. I can tell you that much. But a huge wreck there in Carb Day. But like I said, nothing that happens here really means anything towards what's going to happen in tomorrow's race. So if you wreck, you wreck. That's just the way it is. And normally, I think we would go ahead and put Jeremiah Earls in the back. But the thing is, there are a lot of wrecks that could happen, and some of them that we might miss, because the caution does not come out for us when a wreck happens on the racetrack. So because of that, we can't really determine who was all involved in the wreck, how much damage they had and all that. It'd just be too subjective to be doing that. So with that, we just let them start in the same positions they qualified in, regardless of what happens to them in the practice session. But you can tell these guys are going faster on this racetrack. We did the Haas Elimination Series in the IROC race yesterday, and they were going pretty slow there. Today, it's a little bit of a different story, and going to be same later today and tomorrow as well. That's going to do it, and as you can see, they're already lined up. We're going to get ready to get this race started. That's going to be tomorrow. But fastest guy in happy hour, Christopher Alphaby. The number 18, followed by Igor Barreto, Marty Johnson, Jordan Lopez, Joe Rutkowski, Cody Smart, Madison Toll, Noah Clifton, Julio Caesar, and Al Lagasse. The top 10 here in happy hour qualifying, happy hour practice, not qualifying. I've had a very long day and I'm super tired, and we're going to do the Indianapolis 250 in this condition. Don't worry, it'll be a good race. We'll have fun with it. Those are the rest of the results right there. Of course, some of those guys in the back doing single car runs, making sure their cars were good, but a lot of guys getting drafting practice for tomorrow's race. That's highly, highly important. And we're just going to have to see how it all goes down for this year's Indianapolis 250. So thank you guys so much for watching Carb Day. In less than an hour, it's the Freedom 50 here on Napa Fan, the special event for 2019 around this 2.5-mile racetrack. 50 miles, 20 laps here. 20 drivers who are not going to be in the Indianapolis 250 this year and have a shot at winning a race at the historic Brickyard. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow for the Indianapolis 250 at noon Eastern Time, right here on Napa Fan. I will see you guys later.